Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I am very inspired to share how I get guidance on any specific person. It doesn't have to be romantic, but could be, certainly. Anybody at all that I want to know about their thoughts, their agenda, what they're really all about. Okay. So, in my case, I mean, everybody's different and there's no judgment in that sense at all. You are on this path of self discovery, self rediscovery, and so it will vary. But in my case, the reason I'm requesting this final confirmation is because I already have my intuitive nudges. And I've been a coach for 10 years. I've dealt with so many different people in my professional practice as well as my personal life. My intuition is always on point. So if I'm asking for clarification from my higher self, my guardian angels, it's kind of like the final stamp. Okay. Now, there's different ways you can do it. Some people tell me that they don't remember their dreams. You know, it's just that it's not that you're not dreaming. It's exactly what it is. You're not remembering them. But I believe even that could be overturned. Parenthesis here. If you requested from your higher self that, all of a sudden you get dreams all the time. And I mean, dreams of guidance, not just, there's some nonsensical dreams, there's that. But definitely dreams of guidance, dreams of maybe inspiration, maybe that, business idea, whatever. All sorts of shit can happen in the dream state, right? So maybe even that could be your request that, I want to start dreaming. I want to know what's behind the veil. I want to know what's in that person's mind. If it has to do with me, right? And if it has to do with, quite frankly, protecting yourself and making the right decision. And certainly I've used it in legal cases where I was involved, and I wanted to know. I don't get involved in legal cases that I know if I don't get involved in it, if I know, unless I know that I will win for sure. But so the other party always would conceal something, always will lie about something, and this kind of nasty bullshit. So I implemented this technique very simply. Before you go to bed, ask your higher self, and it might not come on that day or that night. Okay, just not impatiently but persistently, and with great anticipation. Okay, not desperately. The more lighthearted you are about anything in manifestation, just side note here, in case I haven't mentioned it 300 million times already, the better it is. If you force it, if you've got fumes coming out of your ears, the universe doesn't give a shit. It just sees you in the timeline in which you are frustrated. If you're assuming that the answer will come, by God will it come. You have this power of certainty. The certainty that comes with the connection to your higher self, to the universe, whatever you want to call it. But here's the deal. Before you go to bed, you just again, in a self-assured way, very confidently, as if you're speaking to a person, okay? Higher self, guardian angels, or maybe you have a passed on loved one, that you can address, and, whatever suits your mood, whatever suits you with your specific background, your belief system currently operating. Show me the truth. I say, show me everything I need to know. Show me everything I need to know about the situation, this person, these people, whatever. And inevitably, but I mean inevitably, again, might not be that night, might not be that week even, but you will receive it shortly. The less obsessed you are about it, it will come to you at the perfect time. But when I'm telling you at the perfect time, at the perfect time. And the way that I experience it usually, it's always the same. The feeling in the dream, if the person is dishonest, if the person is doing something behind my back or doing something against me, essentially, or conspiring with somebody else, I will see that in the dream. I will see literally what they're doing. Like, my higher self will choose the frame that exactly corresponds to what I need to know, and it will be even I've had sometimes dreams that the dishonest person shows me their phone themselves and shows me what they're doing. And the feeling associated with this kind of I don't know what you want to call it, prophetic dream or clairvoyant dream. It's not really a prophecy, it's happening. Clairvoyant dream, I guess. The feeling accompanied with this is one of pay attention. Like, if you were waiting for a verdict from a court case, that kind of feeling. Or if you were, basically waiting for some really, really important news, and I don't know, the judge is about to speak, or some important person in an important position is about to decide something or tell you something. This is the feeling of the dream. This is the best way I can explain it. Of urgency, of importance, of clarity that you need to know. Like the undertone feeling also is like, we understand it sucks that this person is so dishonest and so fucking cruel, basically, but you need to know this. Here's the truth. You asked for the truth, right? Here's the fucking truth. And the feeling for me, again, personally, I can only speak for myself, is like it leaves you no choice. No chance, no choice to not pay attention, and therefore not to take it into consideration. Now, I'm very well aware that people might even receive this kind of information and still not act on it. At that point, and I mean, people do this all the time, not even in dream state, but in walking life, right? And not take any action, not to take it into consideration. But I'm assuming I'm speaking to spiritually evolved people here, right? I've had so many dreams about, let's just say, specific people, men that I would date, that I had such, again, vivid dreams like these, that, in some cases they were carrying along with somebody else alongside with me, or they were not giving me the key information, why they were acting. Like sometimes when I coach also my clients with specific people, the other channel is linked below, Magic and Miracles Inc. It's not all about you. There's a lot of, yes, you create your reality, but you do attract people who show you something that you need to learn. And sometimes the reason that they even might be ghosting you, it's not what you think. It's not necessarily another woman or another man. Let's just put it this way. It's something much bigger than that. Okay. And it's something that, honestly, honest to God, like again, in my case, my angels love me so much and the universe loves me so much that sometimes they would rather not fucking tell me. But when I insist and I find out the ugly truth, I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. And thank you for taking this motherfucker out of my life. I'm telling you this. This is another thing that people really need to understand, in particular women, because as women were told and taught, from a very young age to be accommodating and always blame things on you, and like try harder and accommodate and be nurturing, be people pleasing. Fuck all that shit. I'm not saying don't be loving. I'm not saying don't cook for your man. I'm not saying any of that. Okay? Be loving, be affectionate, and all of this stuff. But when it comes to self-respect, be unapologetic about it. And if somebody receives this as a problem, they're the one with it. Okay? How you like me now? So, but back to the getting guidance on a person, you can also do this in waking state. So let's just say whatever, you're for whatever reason you're not comfortable doing it in the dream state, or maybe I don't know, it's a challenge for you to see dreams. Do the same exact thing in waking state. Just for me personally, if I see it in a dream like the one that I've just described, beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt, I can sign my name on a legal document from based on the information that I see in the dream. It's like that. It's that 100% certain. Because I know now from experience already, and I've just done it long enough, where it's unmistakable completely. But if you don't have this maybe ability, maybe you don't see dreams, do the same thing in waking state. Angels, universe, God, whatever works, again. Or it could be your grandmother, your grandfather, whoever, your aunt who passed on, a loved one. It really doesn't matter what you believe in, just as long as you believe in it. Okay, and as long as it's benevolent, obviously. Listen, I have conversations with my passed on dog all the time, but all the time, and he answers. I'm telling you, when it's not like he was a dog, and on the other side he's still a dog. No, he's an angel now. He's a spiritual being. So don't you ever forget it. Like, even a dog or a cat can bring you fucking signs that will be life-saving in some cases for you. So you simply state the intention. You could write it down, or you could just utter it, but with great intention, I tell you. Like, universe, my guides, dear cat, dear dog, I'm so fucking serious right now. Show me what I need to know about this person. Show me the missing information that once plugged in, the entire mosaic will make sense and I will receive clarity. Give me that piece of information, show me the sign, and it will be, again, universe will utilize all resources. Sometimes when I do this in a waking state, I could be walking in the street, having a jolly good time, or whatever kind of time. Maybe I'm just deep in thought about something. And somebody, I usually have music in my ears if I'm like, designing a new dress or thinking of new subjects for my lives or audios. But there are times I'm not inspired to turn my music on. And sometimes people walk by me and they're having a conversation, but that is exactly the answer to my question. But I mean, it's kind of like designed for me. But don't you know the universe put those two people, or that one person who's on the phone with the other person, exactly in my path, so I can hear that shit. Another way, you could just out of nowhere, maybe there will be, I don't know, some kind of a spam email even. I've gotten that a lot. A spam email out of nowhere, whatever the fuck, comes into your inbox. It's spam, all right, but there will be something there in that spam email that will give you the answer. I'm so fucking serious, and it will replicate itself in your reality to be 100% true. Okay, I mean, the obvious is on YouTube. You will stumble into a creator of videos that you've never seen before, never heard of before. You had no business stumbling into this specific person who creates these kinds of videos. And yet, boom, here it is. The answer is in the title, even could be. Or maybe the title is so alluring, you end up clicking on a video and ta-da! It's like they're telling you your own story. And the end, like I'm telling you, this happened to me so much that it's just like, it's crazy. The universe is talking to you the entire time. It's not a mistake. It's not a coincidence that you were guided to click on a video, maybe even this one. And you received this information, and I'm telling you, but I'm almost guaranteeing, okay? Because I don't want to sound too cocky, but it's almost a guarantee that today, as soon as today, you will stumble. If you do what I'm suggesting, you will stumble into something today. Whether that's a video, a poster somewhere, whatever, a conversation you overhear, something that you will see, that you will get a feeling again. Okay, it's not going to be just any old feeling. It's going to be a feeling of this is what you're asking for, or this is what you asked for, rather. This is what you asked for, this is our response, kind of deal. Okay, some mail could come into your mailbox that is, I don't know, maybe from a stranger, maybe from a company you've never heard of before. And again, the answer could be right on the envelope. Maybe it could be their very slogan or some shit like that. Okay? Whatever it is, though, in whatever shape or form it will come to you, accept it. Accept it, however heartbreaking it might seem to you at that moment. You know, like I've had situations where, in not such a distant past, where I've had to end some relationships, some professional relationships, okay, because of listening to this guidance. And I was correct. You know, it wasn't that I was correct, it was my higher self who was correct. I was just correct in taking that advice because it has proven to be but 100% true. More than again, I think my universe, the way that it treats me all the time, even in challenging moments, is that it spares me all the ugly details. Let's just say it this way. It just gives me enough to make me understand this person is up to no good. And they're pretending. They're pretending in my face, but as soon as, we're not talking, they're doing something completely different. In fact, they're working against me, or they're doing this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And it could be uncomfortable, or you might even think you're losing it. You're going crazy. You're not. You're not. I think it will really cost you dearly to hold on to such relationships, and to not take guidance from God itself, from the universe itself, when it's clearly, in no uncertain terms, is communicating to you that, hey, danger, there's a person right there, especially if they're like in your vicinity. Don't you think that you ought to know their agenda, what they're really up to, what they're really doing, and let them freak out? I've done this. I've said to, like, let's just say in the case of, specific people, like men I dated, I've told them, I know that you're seeing a woman who looks like this and like that, and they thought that I was spying on them. Like, really, I have the time for that? No, just one dream suffices. I already was feeling something was weird. And in the case of professional relationships, there's not much really you can say. I wouldn't go into this kind of discussion like, hey, I saw a dream about you that you're plotting and scheming against me. No, I wouldn't go as far as that. Just, I would politely bow out and let them make of it whatever. They already know what they're doing. In most cases, the reaction is the same. They start crying for whatever reason. Why are you crying? You're the one who is the evil one, kind of. And I've had that happen to me where it's like they're guilt-ridden. In their consciousness, they know they're operating from a very low frequency. And I'm the one refusing and refuting their connection to me. And they're the one crying. Go make sense of this shit. I'm always really embarrassed for people like that. I'm just like, wow, that's yeah. That's really pathetic. I mean, I don't know what other word to use. I don't understand, side note here, how people can go out of their way to try to harm somebody, to try to do something to somebody who has never done them any harm, like none whatsoever, and try to make me as somebody who has done something wrong. Well, that's the narcissistic, DARVO, DARVO. I don't remember exactly what it stands for, but the reversal of roles. Like, in reality, they're the abuser, but, they want to portray themselves as victims, etc., etc. So you don't need any kind of crazy shit like that in your life. And so this is how you can find out who's really playing on your side. And again, chances are you're already so evolved that your intuition has been screaming in your face. You've just not been paying attention. But what you're really after here, let's face it, is to purify your own energy. You don't need to distribute energy to people who are toxic, who don't play fair, who don't play honest, who are destructive. I mean, they could destroy their life. Nobody gives a shit. It's your own energy you really need to preserve. But I'm telling you, when you do this and you eliminate people like that out of your life, you might feel lonely, maybe, if it's a specific person, like a romantic partner or that friend that you've been friends with for I've heard it all in my coaching, for 20, 30, 40 years. But something, it still doesn't matter. I think it's for them to figure out how you can be friends with somebody for so long, or how you can, be in a relationship with somebody and lie like that. Let them carry the burdens. What do you give a shit? You've done nothing wrong. Don't blame yourself. I think, again, the idea is to look at your own energy and where does it go, and to redirect it to people who deserve it. The caliber of the people, the individuals that actually deserve your energy, actually deserve your attention, actually deserve you giving your gold energy to them, and you will feel the difference. You will just feel the difference and see the difference, because it's going to be an entirely different experience for you. You can't afford to keep such people in your 360 bubble. It just doesn't exist. And I think what I want to close with, if you're one of those analytical people, logical minded people, which I respect, everything has a place in the universe, obviously, in addition to requesting the dream or the signs or however it comes, do your research. Do your research literally on, however you do your research, on the internet, through whatever means that are available to you. Let's say it like that. Okay? And you will inevitably get confirmation of this being, like I've said, 100% true, and you're barely just scratching the surface. I mean, how much of ugliness do you want to know? I mean, that's up to you. But in this situation, this audio addresses just basically whether or not to keep this person in your 360 bubble. But do confirm your, if you want to be 100 zillion% sure, confirm it, and it will be confirmed to you. But again, kind of like word of caution, just be ready to accept the truth, because what you will see, it might actually shock you. It might actually shock you to your core. But I mean, again, for you, it's good news. It's good news that you will take out the trash, okay, as in this person out of your life, and you will be learning, how to utilize your intuition, how to pay attention, and maybe not wait 20, 30, 40 years or whatever it happens. It doesn't matter, how long it is. Don't wait to discard somebody who is just bad news. Okay? Nothing good will come out of that person. The person came with the lesson that, I don't know what the lesson is. Everybody's individual. For everybody's story, there's a different lesson. Get the lesson out, cash in on that golden nugget, and discard the person. Period. The motherfucking end. And tell them, thank you so much for the lesson, and mean it. Like, really mean it. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. It's their choice. They should be angry at themselves. That's how I see it. I used to get engaged in this, like, mama drama panorama. How could you? Fuck that. You did because you could, and that was your choice. You made a conscious choice, whatever. You made your bed, lay in it, kind of situation. Don't get engaged emotionally in shit that's not yours. In other words, that was your choice. Ciao, cacao. Have a nice day. And keep on moving. If anything, it's like this awareness of keeping your energy rarefied and purified is your ascension. This is the work to recognize the pieces that no longer fit, to recognize what's staring you in the face, what should be acknowledged, without which you will not move forward in your own development. Thank you very much for listening. Hope this was helpful to you. All the information from me again is below. Until next time, ciao, ciao.